Hi, everybody. I am Brittany Horton, and I'm with Bridge to Shore Recovery. And we are starting to take donations to open up our first recovery home for women. We have a flyer that I'm going to post in the chat, and I will also post our Facebook link. So we have our Amazon wish list on there as well. And we are looking for houses in the region. So if anybody knows somebody renting a house or a realtor who may be able to lead us in the right direction, please send us that information. Thanks.
And hello, everyone. It's great to see you all again. So I am Caroline Rodriguez, and I am an outreach specialist with Tennessee Voices Statewide Family Support Network. Sorry, that was a mouthful, but I do want to let you know that what we do is that we do outreach and peer support for those families that have children with special needs and that they need help with IEPs, 504s. We actually teach parents about the process and prepare them for those meetings. We also go with them to the meetings if they need us to. One other thing that, and all the services are for free. One other thing that we do is that we provide education about IEPs to organizations. So anyone that wants some information, we can go to the schools and provide those trainings, and also parenting classes. If the schools or any organization is needing one, we can do that as well. So that's all that we do at the Statewide Family Support Network.
I'm the faith-based coordinator for East Tennessee. We had an event that rescheduled. It's in Knox County. Chris Herron, for anybody who's familiar with him, he's a basketball player. He's got a really good recovery story. He did the movie Unguarded. I posted a flyer in the chat. That's coming up Tuesday in Knox County. Really good opportunity, especially for young folks who might want to come out and hear a professional basketball player story. So I did post that flyer in the chat.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ashley Arnold, and I am with Tennessee Voices Survivor Connection Program. I'm a family support specialist, and I work all across the state. I know I told everyone this at the last meeting, but in case anyone is new or anything like that, I want to give an update. So our program has changed a little bit. We now cover individuals of all ages, not just to early adulthood. We service victims of crime all the way from domestic violence to the surviving members of victims of homicide. Our program runs around 90 days. It's completely free. We can do virtual, we can do in person, depending on the location. So all my information's in the chat. Referrals are super easy. Anyone can do it. So thank you. Have a good day.
Hey, everybody. I just want to say I work with Shauna on making the agenda, and Shauna works on the minutes for these meetings. And anytime you have good information like these updates, if you want to go ahead and send things in on our link anyway, we always try to get them in when you say them in the meeting. But if you send them in through that form that we have, we can make sure exactly what you say, and exactly the flyer you send will definitely be on the agenda in minutes. So just wanted to throw that in there, because there's some really good resources being mentioned.
And just to piggyback on Emily, this is Shauna. Hi, everybody. I'm already saving all the flyers, and I'll attach them to the minutes too.
Thanks, y'all. Anybody else have something they want to share before we move on?
Hello, I'll share. My name's Happy Dyer. I'm with the CHI program, Community Health Insurance Program. And what we do is we link individuals to health coverage once they are released from incarceration. And the results have been fantastic. There are many plans that are available through healthcare.gov that they qualify for at no cost. So that's definitely helpful. And they all include behavioral health, which has been very, very helpful. Substance use, inpatient, outpatient, mental health, psychiatry, counseling. We work with probation and parole, reentry. We work with faith-based organizations, and the results have been really magnificent. All they have to do is call. The whole application takes about 10 minutes over the phone, and we're here to help. I have my information in the chat. If anyone wants information, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
Thanks, Happy. One thing I was going to mention really quickly, we are having a fundraiser for Carter County Drug Prevention at Petro's on Monday. I think Britt's going to put the link to that in the chat. So this is a super easy way to support Carter County Drug Prevention. You just tell them or show them the flyer, tell them you're with Carter County Drug Prevention, and they actually give us 30% of the proceeds from that day. So please go eat amazing chili and chips and support Carter County Drug Prevention on Monday. Anybody else have anything before we move on?
I do. I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Tyler Wright, and I am the new Regional Community Health Council Coordinator for the region. I recently took over this position from Jane Harper, and I also am over the communications for all the health councils, and I also send out the weekly resource. And if you guys have anything that you want put into a weekly resource, I send that out every Wednesday. If you just want to send me flyers, webinars, any resources that you think would be beneficial to people in the region, just send them over to me and I'll put them into the news resource, and it goes out every Wednesday at 4 o'clock. That's all I got. Thank you.
Anything else before we move on? All right, so I have just one little housekeeping thing before we move into our speakers. Very sad for us, Brooke Jones has resigned from Carter County Drug Prevention. She's in the middle to end stages of her master's program and is going to be doing an internship and spending most of her time surviving grad school. So we are going to miss her greatly, but we're super excited for all the things that she is going to be able to do in grad school and beyond. What that means for us as Carter County Collaborative is that we need to replace her as the chair of Committee A. So we would need to take a vote on that. Tia Hughes has offered to step into that role for Brooke. So I think she would be a great fit. She's also on staff at Carter County Drug Prevention, has lived experience in recovery, and I think can fill Brooke's shoes well. So we would need everybody to vote on that if that's something that you are comfortable with. If you would please vote in the chat. As a reminder, the way we vote is a scale of 1 to 5. So if you are barely comfortable with this decision, you could put a 1, or if you are fully comfortable with this decision, you can put a 5. So anybody present on this meeting today is considered a member and is allowed to vote. If y'all would go ahead and just put your vote in the chat, and then we will get, hopefully, Tia, I feel like sworn in is a drastic term, but approved, maybe that's better, as the Committee A chair. And while y'all are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get our first speaker on board for you all. So first up, we have Tabitha Edwards from Recovery Resources, one of my most favorite organizations in the world because of the way that they love care of folks who are in recovery and really meet needs no matter what they may be. So I'm excited to have Tab here with us today. And Tab, I will turn it over.
Hi, everybody. I am Tabitha Edwards. I'm Executive Director with Recovery Resources. So Recovery Resources is an organization in the upper 8 eastern counties of Tennessee. We do a few different things. So I'm kind of going to give you a rundown and jump in if you have questions, because I tend to jump from one thing to another. So If you have questions, ask me to clarify. We started our organization a little over 5 years ago doing recovery resource connection. So we set out to partner with absolutely anyone who said they had something to offer people in recovery, pursuing recovery, wanting to learn about recovery. We began there. So that looked like a lot of treatment connection, a lot of service connection. We did well with that for about a year, and then we found COVID became a giant issue. So when COVID hit, we started trying to find ways to connect with people remotely. And so we were able to do that for a while. All the while we've been doing life skills. A lot of people that come into recovery have either never gained or lost practice with typical life skills. So we started trying to get people reacquainted with those things or teach them new things that would help them be successful as they pursue the life they want for themselves. A little over a year ago, we finished writing our program for Recovery Living, and we started in June of 2021 with our first men's recovery living home in Kingsport. In the last 14 months, we've opened 6 homes, 4 in Kingsport, 2 in Johnson City. We house a total of 63 men in those homes. Our recovery living program believes in pretty intensive peer-driven structure. So that looks like one of our staff are in the homes every single day. We have cameras in all of our houses that monitor what's going on. People are required to sign in and sign out of our homes when they come and go. We work very closely with any other supervision entities involved with the person. So that looks like probation, parole, recovery courts, if they're engaged with any treatment programs, intensive outpatients, if they see mental health providers. We get releases with all of those people so we can work around the person as an intensive team, and then engage that person so that they drive the services that they want for themselves. Our end game for people in our recovery living program is for them to move to a less supportive living situation. So if they're prepared, they can move into independent living. If they're not prepared, we try to reunite them with family members or move them into sometimes a halfway house if that's their desired route toward their path for treatment. Like I said, we work with absolutely anybody who will talk to us to support that person. So if you have a service that you can offer men who are pursuing recovery, we would love to talk with you to invite you into our homes. We do not have women's homes yet. It's me and Craig Forrester who do most of the work for our program. So I can hardly send Craig into a men's recovery living, or I'm sorry, into a women's recovery living home to do anything. That's hardly trauma-informed care. So that is why we're not doing women's homes. We're hoping to partner closely with Bridge to Shore when they get up and running and started, and work closely with them for all of our women's referrals. Right now, we refer women to Oxford House or Families Free and Story House. Yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell about our program. We recently hosted an open house for our new house in Johnson City. That was a huge success. And on Saturday, like the day after tomorrow, September 3rd, we'll be hosting our first annual fundraiser. It'll be in Bluntville at the Addiction Recovery Center from 4 to 7. It's really kind of a family-oriented fun event. We're going to have a bouncy house for the kiddos. We're going to have hot dogs for sale. We're going to sell some t-shirts. We're going to have live music playing. We're going to throw some pies at Craig's Face, which is a really good time. Yeah, so we're hoping to have fun and maybe raise a little money in the process. We want to use the proceeds from that to continue to build our recovery living program and hopefully work toward buying some vans. Our men rarely come with vehicles, and they often have a ton of places they need to go. We work quickly to get them employed. So a lot of times they need transportation to and from job interviews, daily employment requirements, all of those entities that they see outside of that, like probation, parole, intensive outpatient, and mental health supports. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. Does anybody have questions, thoughts, comments, complaints? I'll entertain those also.
Detectives meet with Keith Fitzwater.
This is Tony DeLucia. We were going to get together, Tabitha, and we never did, but I would be interested if you would enlighten us a little bit as to your relationship with the Veterans Administration. I was very taken that they were so high on your services.
Sure, absolutely, Tony. And I'm sorry that we've never been able to set that up. We've got to make that happen. Yes, so we currently serve vets in our program. We try to rank them high on the priority list when they apply to our program, just because we're aware of the need for services there as far as long-term stable housing goes. So we have attempted to partner. COVID kind of hurt us in that process because I know it's been difficult to get onto campus at the VA. We've tried to partner with the case managers to the extent possible. I've made sure that anybody that I can make contact with has our application and our program overview. We do ask that when anybody is applying to our program that they make sure to read that overview. We're not extraordinary in any way, but we are a little bit different from some of the other housing options that are offered to people entering from places like the domiciliary or from the street. So we do have a few requirements that we ask people to follow. We want to make sure people know what they're getting into when they sign up with us. So if you have people that I can make contact with, if you'll shoot that to me in an email, I'll be happy to send that information to them. And if there's a point when we could come over and meet with the VA directly, I would be happy to do that if we could work out the nightmare that is scheduling.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Tabitha, this is Tracy from NetTrans.
Hey, Tracy.
Hi. I'm assuming some of your residents use NetTrans for services and for transportation. And I was just going to offer you, if you want to give me a call at some time and just see if there's anything we can work out, or if you're having any issues with transportation that maybe we don't pay for transportation, but we provide it. So maybe that might be something we might be able to help out or work out something with you all if you need something.
Yes, ma'am. I have your contact information and I'll be happy to do that. We've referred a couple people lately over to NetTrans with some medical appointments and things, and they've been able to utilize that. So we're grateful for your service.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. And just like I said, if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, just feel free to give me a call. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Anything else for Tab before we move on? Tab, you do have one request for information in the chat. If you want to look at that.
I see that. I will send it over.
All right, anything else? All right, we will go ahead and move into our next speaker. Thank you so much, Tab, for being here. And our next speaker, I think, is with Brittany. It's Cassidy Newman from Journey Pure Treatment Centers. So Cassidy, if you want to go ahead and get started, you're welcome to do it.
Hi, my name is Cassidy Newman. Thank you guys for taking the time to listen to me. So basically, I work for Journey Pure, and it is a treatment facility. We have a location in Knoxville. That's the closest location to you guys. I do business development, and really my goal in that is trying to connect to as many resources as I possibly can, so I can kind of be a connection for the communities around us. for anybody needing any type of help with substance abuse or mental health, that I'll have somebody to connect them to. Our facility in Knoxville has 3 locations. So we offer detox, residential, PHP, IOP, and MAT services. We have 2 residential facilities. One of them is co-ed and it has 41 beds. The other is a women's center and it specializes in women who have experienced a lot of trauma or who are pregnant. We can take pregnant women up to 32 weeks at that facility. We have housing for PHP and IOP for women right now in Knoxville. Our outpatient programs do have evening and morning classes. We do virtual classes also, and that's available to males and females. We do MAT services and they're required to go to at least 1 group a week. And they meet with a therapist and a case manager on a weekly basis also. We have a facility in Murfreesboro as well. Our facility in Knoxville can accept TennCare, which is kind of a big deal. And we also accept most major insurances there. All of our other locations accept commercial insurance only, aside from Kentucky, and they can also accept Medicaid, but we do have facilities in Kentucky, Tennessee, and Florida. I think one of the greatest things about our program is the alumni program that we have. And with that, we have a coaching app that the patients sign up for when they come into treatment. We sign them up from that the day they get there. And even if they leave treatment early, they're still available to use that program. And what we offer with that is CPRS support services. And we stay in touch with each patient when they leave for up to a year. They have the app on their phone and they can stay connected with the recovery coach basically once a week at least for up to 3 months. If they want to keep going once a week, they can. We usually drop it down to where we check in with them bi-weekly and just kind of, meet them where they're at and what they need. That's helped us kind of see the outcomes of our program and see, what people are doing, if they're getting jobs, if they're getting back connected to their families, all those things. So it's a really, really amazing program. But basically, I just wanted to get on here and tell you guys about Journey Pure. We recently changed the role, that I'm in for business development. And so I would be a point of contact if you had anyone needing treatment. We do not have any availability to do any kind of scholarships, and we don't have anything worked out to do any grant funding to get anyone in without insurance at this time. But I have my contact information in the chat, and really, I want to be available for whoever needs to help somebody get into treatment, period. So even if you have someone without insurance, I want to be able to be a resource for you to connect with, to help kind of guide you in the right direction. I work with a lot of people that, can do grant funding. So I'm excited to try to connect with everybody on this call at some point in time. I'm going to be working, the Tri-City area, Knoxville, Chattanooga, all around here. So I'll have resources in a lot of different places because I'm sure people encounter, people coming here from different places that are going to be leaving and needing to get services in different areas. So that's pretty much all I got. I'll answer any questions or if anybody has anything else they want me to elaborate on.
Anything for Cassidy? All right, thanks, Cassidy. I appreciate you being here. Before we move into breakout sessions, I know we've had some folks kind of joining in as our speakers were talking, so I wanted to give everybody one more chance to share anything they have coming up, events, activities, organizations you want people to know about. So we'll take just another second, and if anybody has something they want to share, feel free to do that now.
Hey, this is Tabitha. So I attempted to send that email to the email address that was requesting information and it said undeliverable. So just if that could be clarified. And I'm with Recovery Resources if anybody has any questions.
Okay, friends. So I'm going to go ahead and open up our breakout rooms. So just as a reminder, the committee A is our substance use committee. That's the one that Brooke was chairing. That will be Tia's soon. Committee B is our community awareness and action committee. So that is Scott Stadola and Shannon Payne. And then Committee C is our data committee with Emily Brooks. So I'm going to go ahead and open those now, maybe trying, y'all. And then you guys can choose whichever one you want to go to. So give me 1 second and these should be open. Sorry, y'all, it's being super slow. Give me just a second. So if somebody wants to share from Committee A, please go ahead and do that.
Hello. In Committee A, we talked about just to kind of focus our attention on some of the things that we have to do to hold up our end of the deal for the strategic action plan. And we talked about our event last night that we did for International Overdose Awareness Day. That was a great success. We had, I'm estimating probably 200 or more people at that event. And it was just a really great, a great time for the community to come together and hear some stories and find some hope and that kind of thing. And of course, I just thanked everyone for rolling with me since I've been chairperson for Committee A since it's my last day. And that's pretty much all we talked about today.
Thanks, Brooke. We're gonna miss Brooke for sure. All right, Committee C, y'all want to share an update?
Yeah, we have a lot of work going on behind the scenes trying to look through our membership and make sure that we are prepared for the community health assessment that's coming up. Make sure we're representing all groups. And so we've got people kind of looking through our members that have just even attended meetings, even if they're not actively present in all of our meetings. So we're trying to reach out to prepare for that. We were talking about our tab on the website, and we're trying to build it, but who's gonna maintain it after it's built? So that's kind of something we might have to email you aside about, Julian, and see if there's a way that's going to be maintained. And then we're still just working on the logo. We've got a logo that we voted on and we've got a price for it, but we're seeing if there's maybe a free option that we're working on.
Awesome. Thanks, y'all. Thanks, everybody, for all the work you're doing, for the collaborative behind the scenes and making sure that we all have all the things we need to make this a success. So, all right. I think that's all we've got for today. We will see y'all next month. So our next meeting will be, let's see, it'll be October 6th at the same time. If there's anybody missing from around this table, please invite them to come. We would love to continue to grow this as much as we can. So thanks for being here. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you next month.